Dave Palumbo here with an RX Muscle news update. A lot of you have asked me over the last week since I kind of announced that I had found this nodule on my thyroid and that I was going to my friend Dr. Leonard Thaler in Miami to get it biopsied last Wednesday. Well, I got the biopsy done. You probably saw that video I put up, and I've been waiting, and I knew it was going to take about a week to get the results back, and then of course for some reason the lab is up in New York, so there was the snowstorm up there which delayed it. So of course we come to February 17th, today, my birthday, my 53rd birthday, and I get the text message I'm waiting from my friend, and he's like, give me a call. As soon as you get a text message that says give me a call, you know it's bad news, because if it was good news he would have just texted you fine, right? So I call him up, he's like, it came back as papillary cancer, which is, if you're going to get a thyroid cancer, that's the one you want, okay? It's pretty treatable. Obviously, I have a very small nodule. They were actually very surprised, I guess, at the lab that it was the size that it was. It's only 10 millimeters, which is 1 centimeter. Usually they don't catch them. So I guess, if there is someone watching over me, obviously, I caught it very early. It seems to be located to one lobe. My lymph nodes don't seem to be involved, at least from the ultrasound that my friend did on me last week. So that's good news. I'm going to see my friend Leonard Thaler's good friend, who's I guess he's like a thyroid cancer and adrenal gland cancer surgeon. That's what he does. And that's the guy you want taking it out, because he's obviously done a million of these. He'll obviously scan me again in his office, have a consultation with me, tell me what he thinks he needs to do. Obviously, hopefully, they only have to remove one lobe. If they remove one lobe, obviously, I might still have enough thyroid function, especially since my metabolism is so good anyway, that I might not even need replacement. If they only remove one lobe, supposedly, according to what my friend told me, it's it's kind of an in and out ambulatory type of surgery. If they have to remove the entire thyroid gland, then usually they keep you in overnight and release you the next day. Supposedly, the recovery is quick. No one wants to get surgery, obviously. I don't want to get surgery. I'm still going to be doing all my own healing modalities, which I'm going to chronicle over the next week or so, showing you all the things that I've been doing and taking supplement-wise and to combat whatever's going on in my body, help my immune system, heal this. My fantasy vision of this whole thing is that by the time I go to the surgeon, it's gone already. He's like, I don't know what happened. It disappeared. that's my, you gotta have your thoughts create your reality. That's my thoughts creating my reality right now. So that's my plan of attack, so to speak. But I'm gonna get a call in the next day or two probably from the surgeon's office. They'll schedule an appointment. I'm gonna have to drive back over to Miami, obviously. This guy's highly recommended from my friend, and I'm gonna get in relatively quickly because my friend obviously knows him, and he's gonna make a phone call for me. I'll see the guy, I'll chronicle that appointment as well, and then he's gonna tell me what he thinks he needs to do. The good thing about these particular thyroid cancers is that even if you wait like 6 months, supposedly there's no difference in outcome from what my friend told me. Not that I'm gonna wait 6 months, or not that anyone would wanna wait 6 months, but usually they're slow growing, they don't really spread very, very easily. Mine's very small to begin with. So I'm not like freaking out or anything like that. Obviously, no one wants to have the cancer diagnosis. I mean, there's kind of like a stigma on that, right? I mean, you hear the word cancer and you think, all right, death, right? And it's not a death, diagnosis. What it is it's, you got something in your body, you have to address it. And like I addressed everything I did in my life, from being a long distance runner to being a bodybuilder, you have to have a game plan. To getting my wife pregnant 3 times, you got to have a game plan. Okay, you have to have a game plan. You have to stick to the game plan. That means how I eat, the nutritional supplements I take. I'd like to try to get a little more sleep. I don't know if that's possible. And then, of course, aggressively, taking the best approach to remove it from my body, and then hopefully, the healing process that will, I'll listen to whatever they tell me that needs to be done. If they need to give me radioactive iodine, in which case they would only do that if they remove my whole thyroid gland. I'll do that treatment. If not, hopefully I don't need that, and then I won't do it as well, whatever they're going to suggest. But I'm going to have a game plan, and I'm going to stick to it as methodically as I've stuck to everything else in my life, and get rid of this thing. And that's the key. It's to aggressively respond to what's happening and not to put your head in the sand and just say, oh everything's going to be great. I'll just ignore it, because that's when these things get worse. And, look, there's been a lot of people in our industry that have had cancers. Weird. I know George Farah had, colon cancer and overcame that. And, in essence, I'm lucky that the thyroid cancers are very curable. Obviously, with having a family history, with my mother and my grandparents on that side passing, it obviously, it lights up something in your brain, right? A little bit, I'm following in their footsteps. And that's a very real, reality that you have to confront, because for me to ignore that would be, to be, completely stifling my emotions in that sense. So, of course, that's in the back of my head, but I also know that, my family members didn't work out. They didn't take nutritional supplements. They didn't eat right. They didn't know. They didn't have the technology they have today. Back then, people waited till they had side effects, and then they went to the doctor. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's too late, especially when it comes to cancers, because they grow and spread, and that's when you have problems, when they involve multiple organ systems. So that's the report. That's the news. I know a lot of people have been asking me. I want to thank everyone once again for all the birthday wishes that I got today, and for all the well wishes I've gotten because of the news that I had told you about the nodule initially. I got a lot of people with a lot of support. A lot of people who were doctors reached out to me, and I can't, thank you guys and the industry as a whole for the love that they've shown me over the last, a week or two since I announced this. And I know you guys are, are pushing for me, and that means a lot to me, because that really helps the healing process when you have millions of people, praying for you and putting out good, vibes for you. That only could help, the recovery process. And if I could be a beacon of light for other people out there who have these problems, who are motivated by my, my adventure I'm on, because I call this an adventure. Everything I do in life seems to be an adventure. I have these weird things, all these weird, crazy things happen to me. But sometimes my public, I guess you could say, transparency on everything that goes on in my life can sometimes help people get through their own issues that they have, and maybe they don't feel like, oh, I'm the only person who has this, or oh, I'm doomed, or oh, this is terrible, because they see the process that I go through and how I methodically go through it and talk about it and put it out there. And if it can make everyone else's journey that much easier, especially if they're going through something similar to what I'm going through, then you know what, then maybe it wasn't in vain. Maybe there was a reason for me getting this, because it was to help other people get through their issues. I seem to, I find that, when my mom passed away, when she got sick, everyone hid everything in my household. No one talked about it. The neighbors didn't, no one knew anything. Like, it was all like hush, 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 which I don't know why, because that's just the way they handled it. My mother didn't want anyone to know. She didn't talk about it except, her close friends. I'm the complete opposite. And maybe because I experienced, this one as I was growing up as a teenager, I'm all about, here it is. This is what's going on, and I'm going to get through it, because I'm going to look at the science of what's going on. I'm going to use every modality at my disposal to handle it. And I'm going to let everyone know, so there's no surprises, and everyone can, because I think that other people can benefit from feeling a kinship to you if they have something similar. And I can't tell you how many people reached out to me and told me they had thyroid cancers, or they had, they have gotten their thyroids removed, and they told me the whole process they went through, some of the nutritional supplements they took, some of the alternative modalities and holistic healing. So I thank you for that. You guys shared with me, and I'm going to share with you, and we'll get through this, and I'll keep you updated as I find out more and as I book my appointment with the I guess you could say I don't know if he'd be oncological surgeon. I don't know what he would even be called, but he's a thyroid surgeon specializing in cancer, removal. All right, Dave Palumbo on my birthday, February 17th. Happy birthday to Jim Mannion, who also has the same birthday, Mimi Jamily, Todd Jewell, and I know there's probably a bunch of other people out there with February 17th as well. What a gift, right? The gift that keeps on giving. I'll see you guys next time.